Hello. Can everybody hear me okay? Yes, yes. Good. I'm using a better microphone this time. I actually have my official microphone I use for recording videos instead of that cheap PlayStation mic I used last time. Spyro's not a kaiju, but he's a dragon. He's the closest thing I could find to Godzilla and the very limited roster of avatars that PlayStation affords its users. Unless you want to pay for it. My favorite monster from this game? I don't know, I kind of like playing as Godzilla the best, to be honest. The Heisei Godzilla. What monster should I play as? Because last time I played as the Heisei Godzilla, but, you know, there's so many to choose from, so I figured I'd leave it up to you guys. Ghidorah? I can play as Ghidorah. I kind of want to. I think I might play as Ghidorah first, and then let you guys choose the next one. Oh, we'll get to Jet Jaguar. I was planning on playing as him already. Especially because I figured if I'd leave it up to vote, you guys would probably vote for it. Because who doesn't want to see Jet Jaguar? Angerus after Ghidorah? Maybe. Angerus is really hard to play as in this game. But I'll give it a try. Thank you, Stephen Wall. Appreciate ya. There is an ability to get Jet Jaguar and Godzilla to do the handshake. They do it Godzilla versus Megalon, but I don't know how you do it. I have seen Gorgo. I actually have that movie on VHS. I plan on rewatching that again at some point. Because it has been probably the better part of at least close to 2 decades. Do I prefer kaiju to be more scientifically accurate? To a certain point, but not that much. Yeah, you haven't been alive for 2 decades. I know, I'm kind of old. Kids these days. Back in my day, I had to search for Godzilla. Now, kids these days, they just go online, they type it up on YouTube, and they watch the whole movie right there. I am 30. Post-Resurrection Godzilla Jr.? I don't know. You know, when I was a kid, I used to think Godzilla 2000 was Godzilla Jr. Like, when I saw that movie in theaters, I thought that was, like, a continuation. Which I see there's no reason for it not to be. There's nothing in the movie that really contradicts what came before it, at least not to my knowledge. We're gonna play as King Ghidorah, the one who is many. I remember Barry's Temple of Godzilla.
King Ghidorah です。総員、対応する攻撃フェーズへ移行してください。
Do my roar.
撃を開始してください。第2部隊攻撃を開始してください。未確認の生体反応を確認。何か来ます。
You know, I think it's so funny that there are people like, we don't technically know Godzilla's gender. It's like, it's been assumed he's been a male for, like, the beginning of time. Well, I mean, Godzilla's not a man. He's a male. Oh wait, who's appearing? Batra. Batra, a monster whose roar is basically Rodan's roar. Oh, it's this way. Batra is such a... If you encounter Larva Batra in this game and he's bigger than you, you are in for a world of hurt. Take my hurricane force winds! See, out of the Pipeworks trilogy, the Unleash is the one I missed, because I think at that point when the game came out, I really wasn't, like, following Godzilla all that much. Save the Earth was, like, the last game I played. Get away. Yeah, Batra is Mothra in her goth phase. Or, better yet, her little goth brother. That's it, I'm done with you. Stop it. Oh my god. Got rid of that nuisance. We need Batra again. He needs to be in something. Fried Godzilla would be very highly irradiated. I don't think you want to try that. Is that it? I have had alligator when I was a child. Yeah, there have been many unused concepts for Godzilla release. Many of them maybe for the best. If you live in Florida, you might as well go rally up a nice gator and cook you up some gator meat. Am I missing something? I'm guessing that's all I write here. Whatever. I don't feel like looking for the last little bit. Oh, I see it. Yeah, the shipping container. Oh well. Once again, have to beat up a Mothra. Also, I don't want to play hard.
Kaiju, 現れました。キングギドラです。G フォース、各部隊へ通達。作戦開始してください。
So how's everybody doing tonight? Ghidorah is approaching the generator. What terrible movie did you watch? Oh. 2 a.m., huh? That's dedication. Thank you, Wakestep. I'm flattered. Oh. How would I fix King of the Monsters? I definitely maybe have Mothra involved a little bit more. I feel like she was well used, but also underused. Yeah, just watched Baragon versus Gamera versus Barugon. Sorry, their names are way too similar. A few nights ago. This attack is so OP with the city. It's Mothra. Look at that. You are way out of your league, little girl. my hopes for the next for Godzilla vs. Kong. You know, all I can hope for is that it's got a decent story and Godzilla and Kong are given their due, and the fights between them are properly like choreographed and satisfying. You know, they say there's going to be a definitive winner, but I just feel like that's really hard to believe, considering how many fans they'd rile up either way. Seriously, he was right under my nose when my beams missed her. That's so stupid. You just... Oh, I definitely think more Kaiju will appear. I hope Rodan's involved in it. That'd be kind of stupid if he's not. Although I might just say, oh, he's hibernating in a volcano. He's fine, he's sleeping. You know, the first time I saw Kong Skull Island, I was like, that was okay. Because it just felt really, I don't know, kind of corporate. Which I think it still does in a sense. But then I listened to Jordan Vogt Roberts' commentary, and he went over like all the things he did and the influences in anime and video games and everything. I was like, you know what? This movie's better than I gave it credit for it. So many Evangelion references. Has anybody seen like the Japanese poster art for Kong Skull Island? It's like perfect. It looks like an old school classic Japanese kaiju film poster.
Kaiju, 現れました。キングギドラです。
You're not late, Godzilla fanboy, we're just getting started. One thing I really appreciate about Kong Skull Island is they went out of their way to make him like the classic 33 Kong. One of my problems with the Peter Jackson one, as much as I love it, is he's basically a giant gorilla. But that's not what Kong is. Kong is a ape creature. He's something different. In a perfect world, we would get a Mothra trilogy, Red Hood. Unfortunately, the world we live in is far from perfect. Yes, I watched Chris Stuckman's review of King of the Monsters. He did not like it, but that's his opinion. In order for Gigan to show up in the MonsterVerse, they need to get the rights to Gigan first, and for that to happen, Godzilla vs. Kong needs to be a spectacular success. Toho has the rights to Gigan. Is Godzilla 91 anti-American? I think it's a bit critical, but that's nothing new. I think Japan has the right to be critical of the United States, just as any other country has the right to be critical of any other country, as long as their arguments have some merit. No country is pure and good. Oh, he likes Hedorah. Get out of here. Oh wait, I like Hedorah. He's on my top 10 monsters list. Ooh. No, the Argo wasn't destroyed. At the end of the movie, you see the remaining characters flying away. I'm a film fan in general. Monsters is just one of the things that I'm interested in because they're the first kinds of movies I watched when I was a kid. Yeah, what a way to go. I like Monster Island Buddies. I haven't watched all of the videos, but I've seen some of it, and I like what I see. Can't get this one yet. Here we go! Here's one thing I could have used without in King of the Monsters was the whole Godzilla's gonna blow. You know, I thought there was like one dramatic twist too many. It's like, okay, I got enough. Enough's going on right now. I don't need Godzilla blowing up. Like, I understand it was an homage to Destroya, and I liked how it ended with Fire Godzilla, but they could have done that without that, though. God, I'm at 98%. What did I miss? Oh, there we go. That and the Oxygen Destroyer, that came out of nowhere. I kind of cringed when it happened, I'm gonna be honest. I was like, oh, that wasn't set up at all. And then just entered the movie and left with, like, no consequence at all. Like, why couldn't you just have Ghidorah beat Godzilla? That's what annoyed me in the first viewing. It's like, let them fight. Why can't you just listen to Serizawa and let them fight? Like, if they were going to use the Oxygen Destroyer in the movie, I would have preferred if they'd set it up at the beginning and really paid it off in a way that really respected the core concept of the Oxygen Destroyer. Rodan or Monster X? I think Monster X is kind of lame, so I'm gonna go with Rodan. They mentioned it killing fish at the beginning of the movie? I must have missed that. I've seen it 4 times. Oh, part of the news report? I just assumed that was one of those, you know, oh, we're destroying nature type setups of the movie. You know, that you have in every Godzilla movie. What do I think of Gigan as the concept for the Soviets? I've never heard of that before. I feel like that's kind of stretching a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe the creators, designers of Gigan that's what they were going for. My favorite movie of all time. You know, that's such a hard question, so I always just default to one of my favorite movies that would definitely be my top 5, which is the 1979 horror science fiction film Alien. It's a good, solid choice. Maybe it's because when I took film class in college, and he went around the class and asked everyone, "What's your favorite movie?" I said Alien. He literally walked up to me and shook my hand. Because everybody else is saying like these really like contemporary movies, like American Pie and Sin City, and then over here I'm over here like saying a classic film. He was like, "That's respectable." Yeah, Aliens used to be my favorite movie of all time. When I was a teenager, that was like, I'm like, that's the greatest movie ever made. But as I get older, I start to see more flaws with it. Whereas that doesn't happen with Alien, so I kind of defaulted to that movie. Even though I still like Aliens a lot, but I don't know. Some parts of it, the gung-ho machismo of it just is a little dated, just a little. Jurassic Park is one of my favorite movies of all time, too. That was the movie that made me love movies. I saw the movie in theaters twice. I was only 5. Had to leave the theater both times from the raptor scene. But when I got that movie on tape, I watched it over and over and over and over non-stop. Get out of this guy. Get out of here. Well, I'm not really much of a toy collector, but I do think it's kind of lame that NECA's not making a King Ghidorah one. Like, I heard their reasons for it, but figure something out. No, this game doesn't get updated. It hasn't been updated for years. Oh yeah, 100%. My Ghidorah is getting so big.
止しました。
My favorite Godzilla era is the Heisei era. Mostly because that's just the era that was predominant when I was a formative fan.
当エリアのジェネレーターは全て破壊されました。
Like, the toys, the Dark Horse comics, everything was using the Heisei look, so when I think of Godzilla, that's what I think of. Favorite gaming console? PS4. But that being said, I'm not like on either side. Who shot that? No, not the helicopters. My god. Yeah, the eras get a little confusing after Millennium because, you know, before they were defined by the Emperor, but that's not really, it's not clear cut anymore. What I use as my reference point for eras is whenever it stops. So Showa era is defined by the fact that it stopped in 1975. Then the next era starts again 10 years later. Then same thing with the and then there was a stopping point between the Heisei and Millennium era. Well, not really, because we got Godzilla 98. But that doesn't count, so. I'm fine with calling it the Reiwa era. I'd say it starts with Godzilla 2013, and then goes on from there. What do I think of cheese? It's okay. Ow, 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 ow. Stop it. Oh my god. Let me do it. Stop. Oh my god. Yeah, get wrecked. Jeez, good thing I didn't pick hard. favorite kaiju besides Godzilla is Anguirus. Like I mentioned in the last stream, in my sequel to Godzilla 2014, Anguirus is in the movie. And not only is he in the movie, but he's Godzilla's best friend, as he should be. Which, you know what's funny? That's like a perception, at least it's stuck in my mind. Because they're really only like good friends in one movie. Or perceived as like best buddies. I'm riding the bridge. Yes, Anguirus was Godzilla's very first enemy, which I think is kind of makes it even cooler that they end up being like becoming buddies in the Showa era. Oh, I'm not all charged up. Not bad. Look at that, one shot. What do I think of Pacific Rim? It's one of my favorite movies. Seeing that movie in theaters was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had. It was so much fun. How anybody can hate that movie is just like beyond me. You have to not like Joy to not like that movie. I haven't seen the second. I plan on watching it at some point. But I saw the trailers and it just didn't look good. And I know what happens in the movie about a particular character. It's very insulting. I was tempted to go for Jet Jaguar and Space Godzilla, but that sounds too hard.
King Ghidorah です。G-Force 各部隊へ通達。作戦開始してください。第一部隊攻撃を開始してください。目標捕捉。ジェネレーター1機破壊されました。第2部隊攻撃を開始してください。
I'm sure the movie isn't as bad as people say it is. It's probably fine, but it just didn't look like it had the charm that Del Toro brought to the movie.
し、当エリアのジェネレーターは残り1機です。第4部隊、攻撃を開始してください。
こんな奴が地球にいたのか。
God, what was the last time I have it on Japanese in this game with English subtitles. It gets the job done. Having it in Japanese always adds more authenticity to the experience. Unless you're playing EDF 2017, then you gotta have it in English because it's just atrocious.
正体不明の反応を確認。何か来ます。推定到達時間は60秒です。第5部隊、攻撃を開始してください。
There it is.
当エリアのジェネレーターは全て破壊されました。
Oh, I didn't get to fight the monster. Oh well. Yeah, this stage is stupid. Ooh, mystery monsters.
怪獣現れました。キングギドラです。総員対応する攻撃フェーズへ移行してください。
Alien Ghidorah or Heisei Ghidorah? Even though I would say Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah is my favorite movie with Ghidorah in it, I prefer the Alien Ghidorah, easily. My main problem with the whole Alien Ghidorah is I don't feel like the older films ever really capitalized on this planet destroyer status. Because in Ghidorah the Feared Monster, he kind of just shows up, does a little bit, and then runs away. And then for the rest of the series, he's just a pawn of aliens. That's one thing I'll give King of the Monsters credit for. That's the movie that the closest the series has ever gotten to really establishing the global threat that is King Ghidorah. Even though I still feel like they could have done a little more with it, but I'll take it. My favorite Ghidorah design would probably either be the original or the MonsterVerse. I know Ghidorah's had a lot of designs because he's in all the Mothra movies, right? Rebirth of Mothra. Oh no. Can you guys still hear me? Are we still live? Okay, my PS4 just said the internet quality is not good enough to stream, so if the stream ever cuts out, it will be because the Wi-Fi cut out. It happens all the time where I'm at. So if that happens, just know I'll try my best to get up as quick as possible. I name the heads of Ghidorah? I don't know. That's a funny thing that I'll let other people do. We'll go with Stanton saying Mo, Larry, and Curly. Most insane moment from the Showa era. It's a tie between the Godzilla dropkick and when he flies. Those are like the most infamous cheesy moments. Those are the moments that like general people think of when they think of Godzilla, which is why they kind of throw it off and go, "Oh, Godzilla." Huh? So yeah, the cheesy dropkick. Yeah, we've all seen it. Is there any really bad episodes of Evangelion? I don't know if you could say they're bad, it depends on who you talk to, but the final episodes, they had like no budget, so it's basically just a lot of still images and words and stuff. It's very underwhelming. What if Godzilla killed the world? Well, there wouldn't be a world then. That's the last thing Godzilla wants to do. He doesn't want to kill the world because the world is his home. Now, humans, on the other hand, well, we all know how humans treat our home. And that's what Godzilla's for, to put us in check. Ichi, me, and Kevin. One of these is not like the other. I grew up with the dub because I had no choice, but if given the choice, sub easy. And up from the depths Discord? Yeah, if there's enough interest in it, I'll set one up. My least favorite movie. It would have to be an Asylum film called Alien vs. Hunter, which is a obvious ripoff of Alien vs. Predator, only horrible. I couldn't even finish it. Like, I knew it was gonna be bad, but I was like, I'm curious. I can handle it. No. And it's just because it's boring. Because they don't have the budget to do anything. So there's a bunch of bad actors just standing around saying the same thing over and over and over again. Has anybody seen their Pacific Rim knockoff, which is Atlantic Rim? At least Atlantic Rim actually has some action in it. Alien vs. Hunter is just nothing.
怪獣現れました。キングギドラです。 G フォース
Best so bad it's good movie. The Room. That's a no-brainer.
緊急停止シーケンスに入ります。停止完了までにかかる時間は180秒。 G フォース増員。
Add a donate button. Is there a donate button on YouTube chat? I know there's the super chat, which is enabled, but I don't really know how quite that works, so I just set it up.
スーパーメカゴジラ30秒後に到達します。ジェネレーター出力低下。第4部隊攻撃を開始してください。
The Amazing Bulk. Haven't watched it, but I have seen Red Letter Media's best of the worst review of it.
スーパーメカゴジラ到着しました。
Any Red Letter Media fans in here? Those guys are hilarious. You are tearing me apart, Mothra. You're acting hysterical. I was destroy the generators. Ooh, that was easy.
ジェネレーター2機破壊されました。予想を上回る速さでジェネレーターを破壊。 まで妨げられてしまうなんて。災害レベルを1段階引き上げます。フルメタルミサイル使用制限解除。
No, stop.
泣き言を言うくらいなら手を動かしなさい。頭を働かせなさい。第5部隊攻撃を開始してください。目標捕獲。
Yeah, I can see how, I'm also tired of Mothra sacrificing herself all the time. Like, I understand it's her thing. And they did need to do it in this movie. If you're gonna make the King of the Monsters is like an Americanization of everything Godzilla, you gotta have her do it. But, you know, you can stop. Try to do something a little different. It's true, she doesn't die in the Heisei film. No one's ever really gone. Design of Ghidorah in the anime? You know, a lot of people don't like it, but I thought everything about Ghidorah in The Planet Eater was easily the best thing in the movie. Like, it was kind of cool. I know people call them like noodles, spaghetti noodles, but I think everything around it was cool. I like the Ghidorah death cult.
総員対応する攻撃フェーズへ移行してください。もう一体現れました。
I mean, he kind of is the most powerful Ghidorah. We're gonna be brutally honest. He literally transcends time and space. That is OP.
停止完了までにかかる時間は180秒。第一部隊攻撃を開始してください。
Oh, he's got the spiral death beam. Oh yeah, well 3 can play at that game. Oh yeah, I gotta destroy the generators. Stop!
ジェネレーター1機破壊されました。第二部隊攻撃を開始してください。第三部隊攻撃を開始してください。緊急停止間に合いません。
Oh wow, you got integrated by jets? Oh, he ran right into that. No, Godzilla! I will always be on Godzilla's side. Always. I like Kong, don't get me wrong. No, apparently I didn't get big enough to fight Burning Godzilla. Or Legendary Godzilla, I should say. Rampage is in the movie or the game? Like the games, the movie was okay. Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, I know some people really liked it, but I didn't really like it that much. I thought the first half just copied The Lost World, and then the second half is just them running around in a mansion. Eh. And then they do the whole genetically engineered dinosaur again, only this time instead of a T-Rex, it's a raptor. The genetically engineered, like, crossbreeded dinosaurs are just not that interesting to me. Because when I go to see a Jurassic Park movie, I want to see dinosaurs, not monsters. It's one of the biggest things holding back the Jurassic Park franchise in general, is because they're tied into being monster movies. Jurassic Park, the first movie, and maybe The Lost World, are the only movies that I feel like are not just monster movies. After that, with Jurassic Park 3, that's just what they became. And the Meg, I haven't seen the Meg. Like, can we get a Jurassic Park movie that isn't about dinosaurs eating people? That would be cool. Like a movie that's like about dinosaurs. That's what makes Jurassic Park such a special movie. Is because the movie isn't about dinosaurs eating people. 3 people die in that movie. The movie is about dinosaurs. And that's what makes it special. The movie's in love with dinosaurs. And that's why I fell in love with it, because I was a kid who loved dinosaurs. Yeah, that's another thing, is that there's been a lot of scientific like upgrades in terms of what we know about dinosaurs, and the movies have not adjusted to that knowledge at all. And I get it, it's part of the brand. You can't have velociraptors looking like a bunch of birds, little birds running around, but what made the first movie special was that it was scientifically accurate for the time, or at least it tried to be. You know, the whole idea that dinosaurs are really just, or like, are related to birds, that was a very like new concept back then that people were like weren't quite sure about, but now it's pretty much, you know, everybody assumes that to be the case. I actually like the first Jurassic World more than Jurassic World 2 because the last half of that movie is just bonkers, and you can enjoy it just as kind of like a fun creature feature type movie. And that final act where the Velociraptor and the T-Rex team up with the to fight against the Indominus Rex, that's just pure schlock. It's really fun. What monster should I play as next? Should I defend as like Mothra or something, or Jet Jaguar? Mon Mothma! That's true, Jurassic World does have some more interesting shot choices because it has a better director. But the main problem with that movie is the script. Written by Colin Trevorrow, I can't even say his last name. Whatever, the director of Jurassic World. He wrote the script. Not exactly the best screenwriter. I don't know, I thought the first Jurassic Park made sense. Other than the fact that it's manned by like 3 people. Okay, I'm seeing more Mothras than anything, so I guess I'm going with Mothra. Mothra!
Kaiju 現れました。メカゴジラです。もう一体現れました。モスラです。総員
What do I think of the opening for King of the Monsters? It was good. Oh god, I don't know how to control her.
第一部隊攻撃を開始してください。
Okay, I gotta get him away from the buildings.
攻撃を開始してください。
Oops, I guess that didn't work. What are you doing? Mechagodzilla, I'm right here. I haven't seen Battle in Outer Space, but I should. There are a lot of old Toho movies I have not seen, but that's kind of like another one of the reasons why I made the channel is, you know, I can go and watch the movies for the first time. You know, I actually have a reason to do it. No, leave the helicopters alone.
メカゴジラ反応経過
Oops, sorry, guy. I just destroyed your helicopter. He has a wife at home, kids, and they're not gonna have a daddy anymore. And they're all gonna blame Mothra for it, and then the kid's gonna grow up and be like, I want revenge for what that moth did to my father. War of the Gargantuars is also one I haven't seen, but I do plan on seeing that because apparently it's one of the greatest kaiju films of all time. And from what I've seen, that looks to be the case because, you know, the suits look better because they're anthropomorphic giants, Sasquatch type monsters. So it's a lot easier to make that look real than a guy in a big lizard costume. I've seen parts of the giant claw.
G-Force 各部隊へ通達作戦開始してください
Do I like vampire or werewolves? I mean, I like both monsters, but if I had to choose between the two, I don't know, that's a tough one. I kind of like elements of both of them. I guess vampire. I actually just got done watching the What We Do in the Shadows TV series on FX. Very funny. I would recommend it, especially if you've seen the movie. Mothra ain't gonna stand for that. Thank you, Balbach. Oops, sorry guys, sorry. Oh, jeez. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, my bad. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job protecting the city here. Here we go.
Kaiju,
Tarantino did a Godzilla concept. How far did he get into it? Gotcha! Look, I know you're going through your angsty goth phase, but you need to stop, okay? We've all been there. It's not easy. Oops. I wish I could go to that Godzilla vs. Evangelion ride at Universal theme park in Japan. Maybe one day. Unless it's taken down by the time if I ever go there. Going to Japan is one of my bucket lists. We do need a Godzilla ride here in the US, but he's just not popular enough. Oh geez, sorry. What do you guys think was like a better final moment? Godzilla's kiss of death in the Muto in 2014, or him having the decapitated head of Ghidorah in his mouth and then blowing it to shreds with his atomic breath? I think it's pretty close. I think both moments are pretty cool. I think Kiss of Death has the unexpectedness of it that gives it power, and there's kind of like an elegance and grace to it. Whereas, you know, the end of King of Monsters is just like brutal. That end shot in King of Monsters is like a heavy metal album cover. Oh no, we gotta fight Anguirus. That was one thing that was cool in King of Monsters is the second battle between Godzilla and King Ghidorah when they're in the water. It clearly shows how out of his element King Ghidorah is when Godzilla is in his element, which is the ocean. Because he was just whooping Ghidorah in that moment. He was ripping his head off. It wasn't. Then the humans had to go and shoot that oxygen destroyer and ruin the whole thing. Sorry, I'm trying not to destroy the buildings. My wings just can't help but touch everything. Hey, where'd you go? Oh. Stop. You know the US, they just love to shoot their guns. Back away from the generator. putting up a decent fight, Agus. Two monsters are supposed to...
Kaiju 現れました。ガイガンです。もう一体現れました。モスラです。G フォース各部隊を追奪。作戦開始してください。
Rematch!
第一部隊攻撃を開始してください。
That's a lot of people don't realize when they first play this game is that guarding is roaring. Haha! Gotcha. No! Back away from the generator. Come on. Haha. No! Okay, well, I failed. This generator, sorry. Gigan getting his butt whooped.
Gigan 沈黙しました。
Godzilla can only have one design, it would have to be the 89 Heisei design.
Kaiju 現れました。スペースゴジラです。
Gigan in the MonsterVerse would be weird. He's such a, like, very complicated design. It's very strange when you really think about it. So you'd really have to sell it. Mothra, you missed. Ooh. Space Godzilla getting wrecked. Colossal with Anne Hathaway? I have. Very good movie. I plan on doing a video about it sometime. Because the best kinds of kaiju movies are the ones that use the monsters as a metaphor, and that movie does it really well. Surprisingly well. For an American movie. Oh my god, we're fighting Legendary Godzilla? The thing about Colossal is that that movie was so... The advertising is straight up selling you a different movie. They sold it as like a weird comedy, when in actuality it's a dark like look at alcoholism and abuse, domestic abuse, and gaslighting. It's really surprising the first time I watched it. Yeah, and then they wonder why the movie didn't do very well. Well, you sold it as like a romantic comedy. Although I doubt that movie would have done that well anyway, because I think most people would have seen it and been like, what is this? Yeah, Colossal is an original movie. It's not based on anything. We need more movies like that. Oh no, it's Godzilla's waifu. Speaking of domestic disputes, Godzilla, you've been drinking again. Stop it. Think of your son. You think he wants to see you like this? How dare you hit me like that? I'm Godzilla. I'm the king of the monsters. I can do whatever I want. How can you do this to me? I've been inside you. Oh, right to the face. I mean, technically it's true. Okay, I gotta get out of here. Oh god. Go ahead, destroy the generator. Oh, he's on fire. You know, it does sound wrong, but it's true. out there. You just gotta hold out a little while longer. Yeah.
ゴジラ沈黙しました。エリア内に反応。ゴジラです。もう一体現
Do I
れま
own
した。
any pets? I have one cat.
モスラです。
But I grew up with
総員対応す
3
る
dogs
攻撃
and
フェーズへ
5
移行してくだ
cats.
さい。
Not all at the same time, but almost. Ow, ow. I just got done fighting Godzilla and I'm fighting another one? This one isn't my hubby though, so. This game does have multiplayer, but it's almost unplayable because it's not even
攻撃を
fair.
開始してください。
All you gotta do is spam attack on somebody and they're pretty much done. Especially if you're fighting a three-way fight. Then you just sit there in the corner and watch until somebody gets pummeled. Just wait for your opportune moment.
ゴジラ沈黙しました。
You could play Biollante. I'll get my ass whooped because Biollante is ridiculous. Oh,
ゴジラに異変。
sweet. 3 Godzillas in a row. Japanese Godzilla animated series?
冷凍兵器使用制限
Unless I
解除。
missed something, I didn't know there was one.
ゴジラを冷却し熱性エネルギーを減少させます。第一部隊攻撃を開始してください。
Freeze him!
第二部隊攻撃を開始してください。
What are you gonna do? Burning Godzilla, huh?
第三部隊攻撃を開始してください。 第四部隊攻撃を開始してください。 第五部隊攻撃を開始してください。 ゴジラ生体反応低下。 第六部隊攻撃を開始してください。
Subverting expectations is the in thing to do these days. consider my expectations subverted anime trilogy. Did I just die after all that? Oh my god.
Godzilla に異変。冷凍兵器使用制限解除。ゴジラを冷却し熱性エネルギーを減少させます。第一部隊攻撃を開始してください。
ママちゃん。
攻撃を開始してください。
宇宙は任せてくれ。
Well, let's have to stop him from using his nuclear breath by just spamming X and triangle over and over again. Ow.
攻撃を開始してください。
Oh god. There we go.
ゴジラ沈黙しました。
Oh no, Godzilla is melting down. I like how they won't let you guys see this cutscene. I don't get it. No, keep Michael Bay far away from Godzilla. The last thing I need in my Godzilla movie is ridiculously misogynistic and racist jokes every 5 seconds. Who should I play as now? G14, Rodan, Biollante, Jet Jaguar.
Kaiju 現れました。ヘドラです。もう一体現れました。
I'm here to defend the city.
総員対応する攻撃フェーズへ移行してください。
はやー。
第一部隊攻撃を開始してください。
Oh god, where am I going?
攻撃を開始してください。
シールを頼む。
Well, didn't do such a good job defending the city right there. Let's give this another shot. Oh god, why did I do it again? Oh my god, the controls on this make no sense. Hey, I love playing as Jaguar and Save the Earth. Okay, this isn't... I suppose this is accurate to the movie, but no! Yeah, he's pretty hard to play as. Ha! Oh. My face! Oh. 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 You can't get me when I backflip away, can ya? Roar and then hit triangle. Aha! The key with the Jaguar is to be moving all the time. Oh god. Don't run at him. Yeah, I'm not playing as a Jaguar. The thumbs up does massive damage.
Kaiju, 現れました.
An M-rated Godzilla game? I don't think you need it to be M-rated for him to have gnarly finishers. I mean, they're monsters, so being kind of violent with them wouldn't earn you an M rating. Like, imagine the Kiss of Death, for instance. Godzilla decapitates the Muto when he does that. But the movie's still PG-13, so... You know, you could have killer moves like that, and it would still be teen. Oh look, it's Batra again. I think a Godzilla VR experience would be amazing. I know they did one for Shin Godzilla. I would like to play it. Ow, ow. Yeah, eat the tail. Where'd he go? Oh, massive damage. Oh, I wish I could run as Anger's. Godzilla is everyone's favorite kaiju, or at least he should be. Oh, I thought you were going to say Mothra was your favorite, given your name. I mean, the Gamera trilogy is better than most Godzilla movies, objectively speaking. It's like Gamera looked at what Godzilla was doing in the Heisei, so he was like, oh, that's cute. Well, look at this. Well, yeah, most monster movies, if not all of them, can't beat the original Godzilla. Are the new monsters worth the playthrough? It depends if... I mean, I think it is, but that's just me. I remember having a lot of fun with this game the first time I played it, trying to collect all the monsters.
低下。第4部隊攻撃を開始してください。
Back away, back away. Oh. Superheroes just haven't really been my thing. I mean, I watch them because they dominate so much of the culture right now. But I'm not a fan, really. Like, I didn't cry at Endgame or anything like that. Although I did get a little teary-eyed when Peter Parker died in Infinity War. But that's just because the performance was good. And I hadn't even seen Homecoming. That was my first movie with that version of Peter Parker. And I have seen the Sam Raimi trilogy, so... Guilty pleasure Godzilla movies? I don't know. I want to say Son of Godzilla, but I think saying that's a guilty pleasure does that movie a disservice. Because I don't feel guilty enjoying it. Can you hear me a little better now? Sorry, sometimes I get a little carried away and I move my mouth away from the mic a little bit. Here we go, fighting Ghidorah again. Godzilla 2000 is your guilty pleasure? Why is it a guilty pleasure? I feel like that's one of the middle of the road Godzilla movies. It's like, it's not bad, but it's not like super memorable either. Yeah, eat dirt. You know, that's always something I don't ever quite understood. The Toho mentality is we gotta put a Godzilla movie out every year, and they make the movies in under a year. It's like, my god, give yourselves a little time, why don't you? Put a Godzilla movie out every 2 or 3 years. I hope that's what they do if they get the rights back after the MonsterVerse. Is they actually make quality movies and don't, you know, try to pump them out every year. I feel like people get franchise fatigue when you do that too. Of course, that doesn't happen with the Marvel movies, so I don't know. Yeah, they spent those 5 years trying to figure out what to do next. I mean, kudos to them for being able to make movies that quick. They put out 2 Godzilla movies in 1 year in 1964. That's crazy. And you can tell in the case of Ghidorah the Three-Eyed Monster, that's one of the things that holds that movie back, is some of those special effects, man, are bad. I'm thinking about Godzilla vs. Rodan, and those puppet shots. Yeah, part of me enjoys the fact that kaijus are niche too. When something gets so popular that like, everybody's into it, it kind of loses a bit of the appeal. That's probably one of the reasons why I kind of have this disinterest in superhero movies, is it's so popular. It's like, yeah, I get it. Everybody's into it. At the same time, though, you want other people to enjoy the thing that you like. Most nostalgic Godzilla movie? That's tough. Part of me wants to say Godzilla 1985 just because it was the first one. I think a lot of the early ones that I saw probably saw Monster Zero, Megalon, King Kong.
Kaiju 現れました。アンギラスです。総員対応する攻撃フェーズへ移行してください。
Little known fact, Angus hates boxcars. Wow, they didn't destroy it? Come on.
トーチが機能停止しました。第4部隊攻撃を開始してください。
Yeah, Invasion of Astro Monster is a quality Godzilla movie. With barely any Godzilla in it. See, Angus can't get this ship because he doesn't have a ray attack. Sucks. try the third. Hey, it worked. The one Godzilla movie I would watch over and over again is Godzilla vs. Biollante. So much Godzilla. With the best Godzilla design and a pretty cool monster that he fights. A decent human storyline with some complexities in it and some interesting themes. It's got it all. It's not perfect, but it's got everything I want in a Godzilla movie. Roar and hit triangle. Okay, yeah, I remember that attack now that you say it. You know, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 was my favorite movie when I was young. Precisely because there's so much Godzilla in it. When I was a kid, it's like, the movie with the most Godzilla is the best Godzilla movie, of course. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, there's not a lot of fights between Godzilla and Biollante, but they're quality. I mean, they're simple, but the effects are just really good in that movie. I think that's another thing that's good about Biollante. The special effects in that movie are very good for the most part. I think it helps that Biollante isn't a man in a suit in the traditional sense, it's more like a puppet. Oh my god, my conversation stopped. Oh, my head! Stop. Both Mothra and Batra are annoying in this game. Especially early Heisei era. I think the special effects get a little wonkier as the series goes on. I think it might be because they have smaller budgets. But Biollante, I think, is probably the most consistent. I'm gonna bite you. Yeah, I heard that Toho said they were thinking 2 years between each movie, and that's a good idea. It only took them over 60 years to figure that out, I guess, but that's a solid plan. I hope they make new monsters too. I feel like they rely on the crutch of the old ones too much. That's one thing I think the Heisei series did a decent job at, was kind of balancing old and new. Although they did make different versions of Godzilla too much. Oh hey look, it's Godzilla, but he's a robot. Oh look, it's Godzilla, but he's from space. Oh look, it's Godzilla, but it's part plant. It would be cool if Gamera joined the MonsterVerse, but it's never gonna happen. I don't think there's many monetary incentive to do it. Yeah, there's people like us that think it's cool, but most people just be like, what? I mean, look at what how King of the Monsters did in America. I mean, fans like us were fawning, oh my god, it's King Ghidorah, it's Rodan, it's Mothra, this is amazing. And then everybody else is just like, eh, don't know who they are, don't care.
Kaiju, 現れました。アンギラスです。G フォース各部隊へ通達、作戦開始してください。
The most exciting Godzilla as in movie? I'm not really sure. Apparently, Japanese fans like King of the Monsters. At least from, you know, third-hand knowledge from what I've seen. But I looked at the numbers, and apparently, in terms of ticket sales, King of the Monsters is up there with Godzilla x Mechagodzilla, which is not that great, considering that's, you know, the movie after that eventually cemented that they're done making them. It's just Godzilla's never been as popular as he was back in the 60s in Japan. He's never reached those heights. But that's because kaiju films in general have never reached those heights.
ジェネレーター出力低下
Are you sure about that? I know Godzilla vs. Mothra did really well.
ジェネレーター機能停止当エリアのジェネレーターは残り1機です
Now, did Shin have the most ticket sales, or did Shin make the most money? Because those are two different things. Yeah, Shin definitely made as much money as, made more money than any other Godzilla movie.
何か来ます推定到達時間は30秒です 怪獣現れましたラドンです
Apparently 2014 did just a little under what King of the Monsters is doing. Oh, get you in midair. That was pretty cool. But you.
ラドン生体反応低下
Yeah, I can see how Shin is not for everybody's cup of tea. Nothing is 100%. So it's totally fine if it's not your thing. But when you make videos like why Godzilla 2014 is better than Shin, and your reasons are not that great, then there's a debate to be had there.
ラドン沈黙しました
Yeah, I mean, Shin Godzilla is not your traditional Godzilla. It's just, that's a fact. And if that's something you can't get over, then that's okay. But it's just a concept you have to accept going into the movie. That's what I expected when I heard that Hideaki Anno was doing the movie. I was like, okay, this is going to be a weird Godzilla. And of course it was. But at the same time, it's not. That's what I like about the movie. It's a nice balance between being traditional and being really out there. And it's just a breath of fresh air after, the Heisei films and the Millennium films kind of played it safe. Just kind of did the same thing over and over again. Oh look, Godzilla's fighting Mechagodzilla again. Oh look, he's fighting Mothra again. You know, it was just getting a little stale, so it's nice to see something that was really different. But also clearly loved the franchise. Godzilla 98 is an okay monster movie and a terrible Godzilla movie. I always say when people ask or wonder, like, well, what is it about Godzilla 98 that makes it a bad Godzilla movie? It's like, and I always think, well, imagine if you were expecting a Spider-Man movie, and all of a sudden he doesn't shoot web, and his suit looks completely different, and he looks completely different, and he has a different name, and his background's a little different. It's like, would that be Spider-Man? That's questionable. And that's what 98 did. You can only strip so many characteristics from something before it ceases to be that thing anymore. And 98 went a little too far. See, but Miles Morales still has the Spider-Man powers, though. Granted that analogy I just used isn't perfect. Because it's true, Spider-Man has been multiple people. Oh yeah, I would love it if the MonsterVerse had an animated series. I don't know if anybody's seen the artwork out there of where somebody did like a Godzilla the Animated Series version of the characters from King of the Monsters. It would fit perfectly. Monarch is basically Heat from Godzilla the series. It's the same premise. Nigel, no! Wasn't there supposed to be a Pacific Rim anime on Netflix? What happened to that? Oh yeah, I forgot what happened to poor Angus from Mechagodzilla. Now that's a traumatizing moment.
メカゴジラ反応低下
Yeah, I noticed that. Is this the real Matt Frank? Uprising put a bullet in the head of the franchise. Sweet. Ow. A Godzilla-sized bullet. That would be a sight to see. Thanks, that's really flattering of you to say. I gotta say, it's been pretty cool to see people like Bear McCreary and Matt Frank saying they enjoy my stuff. It's very flattering. Kind of a dream come true, to be honest. Yeah, Bear McCreary's score was incredible. As is Matt Frank's art. His art is incredible. Incredible works from incredible people. What state am I in? I am in the great state of Illinois. Hey there, neighborino. I have seen Colossal. It's a great, underrated little kaiju movie. What do I think of Cloverfield? I think it's a great movie. I actually made a whole video about it. Not with all its flaws, though, and I think what the franchise has become is not really that great. Not that I expected Cloverfield to become a franchise. Yeah, Cloverfield is an allegory for 9/11. J.J. Abrams said that he wanted it to be our Godzilla, and it is. At least it's our Gojira 1954. Except not as good, but still pretty good. Yeah, I don't see them making a sequel to Cloverfield either, and it doesn't need one. Frankly, we didn't, 10 Cloverfield Lane isn't even a Cloverfield movie. They just slapped the name on a different script, at least that's what I heard. Then there's the Cloverfield Paradox, which, oof. Yeah, that seems like that's what the Cloverfield... Well, it wasn't a franchise before, but that's what they've decided to do with it, is to just take scripts and just slap Cloverfield name on it, and there's no relevance to any of them. All those pain with anchors. There we go. I got you now. Well, this water is only like, I don't know, 100 feet deep at most. Lots of ground to dig through. I'm just waiting for Ghidorah to show up. Because if I kill the last submarine, it just ends the level. Where Godzilla fights Olympus? I mean, they've done a comic where Godzilla goes to hell, so I don't see why they couldn't have one where Godzilla fights Olympus. Come on, Ghidorah, where are you? I do know Earth Defense Force, and in fact, I'm thinking of streaming it. If that sounds like something that'd be interesting. And it is a multiplayer game, so... I can't be the only one who watches Godzilla Final Wars and thinks of EDF in that movie. They even call them the Earth Defense Force. I found Ghidorah's one weakness, attacking him from behind. Yeah, Earth Defense Force 2017 on the Xbox 360 is a blast to play with my brother when I was a kid. I guess not a kid, like, I don't know, mid-teenager. The sheer absurdity of that game is amazing. My brother isn't a Godzilla fan, but when we were kids, we spent time together pretty much all the time. So he watched them with me. So he could probably tell you a lot about it. But it's not like he actively seeks it out as an adult like I do.
Kaiju 現れました。アンギラスです。総員対応する攻撃フェーズへ移行してください。スーパー X 出撃。 スーパー X30 秒後に到達します。
Kaiju theme song is my favorite besides Godzilla. Mothra. For sure. It's funny, as a kid, I was like, Mothra, but now as an adult, I love Mothra. Tail whipping the Super X. Yeah, there we go. Garrus is too low to the ground. I haven't seen the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy. I've only seen the first movie as a kid. But I'm curious to revisit that and then watch the two sequels. Because I keep hearing how bad they are. I'll be the judge of that, though. Have you ever played Destroyer Monsters Melee? Yes. That was one of the games of my childhood that I waited diligently for. When I first read about it in G-Fan magazine, hearing about a GameCube Godzilla fighting game, it was like a dream come true. I could not wait. Oh my god, this is taking forever. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Look, it's Toho Cinema. Mmm, tasty. Favorite Mothra twins? You know, maybe heresy to say, but I think the Cosmos in the Heisei series. I think part of it is I really like their version of the Mothra song. The song plays a big part.
攻撃を開始してください。
宇宙は任せてくれ。
Mechagodzilla in the legendary MonsterVerse. I think it's doable. Let's just say there's a skeleton of what's supposed to be a Godzilla species sitting there, you know, in the caverns they found at the beginning of Godzilla 2014. I haven't played Godzilla Generations or Maximum Impact because I never owned a Dreamcast. Though this game's kind of like Godzilla Generations. It's kind of like an unofficial sequel. Only way better, because everything I've seen about Generations, that game looks like it's bad. My editing software is a free editing software called VSDC Editing. It gets the job done. I would be delighted if the Mothra twins paid me a visit. You just wake up in the morning and all of a sudden they're just there on your nightstand or something. And then of course I'd sell them and put them on stage for profit, of course, because that's the rational, reasonable thing to do. Yeah, VSDC, it's good for being free. I expect if I ever wanna, you know, do more, I'm probably gonna have to upgrade to one of the premier softwares. But for now, it gets the job done. Multiple Godzilla movies or Godzilla in real life? I don't think I'd want Godzilla in real life. That would be horrible. I mean, it'd be neat to say, or to see, but terrifying at the same time. I don't know if I'm the only one, but I think the idea of something that's so incomprehensibly big you can't see the whole thing to be pretty scary. Which is why I thought that ending shot in the end of the Cloverfield Paradox, where you see the Clover monster come out of the sky, or up from the clouds, that's a genuinely terrifying shot.
ジェネレーター緊急停止シーケンスに入ります。停止完了までにかかる時間は180秒。G フォース総員緊急停止までの時間稼ぎお願いします。スーパーメカゴジラ出撃。スーパーメカゴジラ30秒後に到達します。ジェネレーター出力低下。ジェネレーター1機破壊されました。第4部隊攻撃を開始してください。スーパーメカゴジラ到着しました。
Well, yeah, the original Cloverfield monster. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, the original Cloverfield isn't that big, but I think the idea at the end of Cloverfield Paradox is that this one's a lot bigger. You know what's funny is that when I saw Godzilla King of the Monsters for the 4th time, the person I saw it with, when they got to the shot of Washington D.C. flooded, she was like, "Do you think Trump's in there?" I was like, if only. Why am I attacking a building? I don't want to do that. Yeah, we gotta deport King Ghidorah, okay? He's a foreign invader, he crossed our borders illegally. We don't want him here. Get him out of here. If I had to choose between whether Godzilla would be a hero or a villain for the rest of the franchise, that would be hard. I feel like him being a hero is better for the longevity of the franchise, because him being a hero is what made it a franchise. But at the same time, he's supposed to be, you know, a force of nature that mankind can't stop, and I feel like that's inherent to the character. Luckily, we don't have to choose between the two. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I gotta get out of here.
メカゴジラ機能低下戦況芳しくありません。ス
Yeah.
ーパーメカゴジラ大破。
I haven't played Unleashed, so I can't say if it's a better game than this. I can say that I think as games, the Pipeworks fighting games are objectively better than this game. However, I think this game does a better job capturing the feel and spirit of the movies. So they kind of accomplish two different things. The Pipeworks games are good Godzilla fighting games. This is a good Godzilla simulator.
対応する攻撃フェーズへ移行してください。もう一体現れました。ゴジラです。ジェネレーター緊急停止シーケンスに入ります。停止完了までにかかる時間は
No, Godzilla, I'm your friend. Stop.
第一部隊攻撃を開始してください。ジェネレーター出力低下。
Oh, this Godzilla's got the smoky breath.
第二部隊
Lucky
攻撃を
me.
開始してください。
I never got to play War of the Monsters because I didn't have a PS2. I would really like to play it though. Maybe I'll try to stream it on here. Because I have a PS2 now. Ow, ow, ow. I thought we'd settled our differences, Goji. You're my best friend. Please stop. Oh yeah, it's true. War of the Monsters is on the PlayStation Store. I forgot about that. We'll have to snatch that up. Now, is it on the store for the PS3 or is it PS4? Ow, ow, ow. Okay, PS4. That's definitely one I'll have to play on here then. Because I'm not just going to keep streaming this game. As much as I like this game, as you can see, not a lot of content. My favorite Heisei movie is Biollante. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, took him down with the bite. Yeah, I'd like to keep streaming because I think it's kind of fun. But I'm gonna try to keep it relegated to anything giant creature related. So I'm thinking games like War of the Monsters, Shadow of the Colossus, and The Last Guardian, Earth Defense Force, maybe Jurassic World's Evolution, but maybe not, I don't know. What else? Maybe one of the old school Rampage games. That's perfect timing you asked that, Kaiju-saurus. I think I'm gonna probably end the stream right here because it's been 3 hours. I would like to try to also stream the King Kong game, but I have to figure out a way to do it through the GameCube. I also got one coming. I can't. City Under Shadow. I just discovered through Monster Island Buddies. It's a Japanese import game. It's got Ultraman, Gamera, Godzilla, a bunch of stuff. So that's coming. I thought that would be a fun one to stream. And it wasn't that expensive, which was nice. Yeah, I'd have to get a capturing device if I ever try to play old school games. Horizon Zero Dawn, yeah, I've been meaning to play that actually. Are all games cutscenes blocked on the PlayStation streaming services? I thought it was just this game. I haven't played Dying Light. Isn't that a zombie game? Yeah, this game would be a lot better with Ifukube's music. Guess it's a licensing thing, though. Oh yeah, Attack on Titan. Yeah, that was also on the list of potential games to stream. This game was a disappointment for you? I guess I didn't have any expectations when I went into it. I mean, I could see how it could be a disappointment, but... Thanks, you have a good night too. Alright guys, I'm gonna end the stream now. It's been fun. Yeah, the game does get boring after 2 hours. I'm kinda done at this point. But I got a good list of games that I think will be fun to play. So it won't just be this game. Alright guys, catch you later. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you all. Happy 20k. Here's the 20k more. And Godzilla bless.